It looked like Adam Silver has found himself in some serious hot water over the management of the WNBA, and is they faking ratings?
Adam Silver just learned the hard way. He never messes with Caitlin Clark's spotlight. His innocent interview exploded into a PR nightmare, forcing him to backtrack faster than a bad call. Now reports say he's practically begging Caitlin to return after her massive offseason deal shook the entire league. Should the WNBA be apologizing to her or thanking her?
He stepped out and started talking about the crazy nonsense of a civil war that's going on between Iron Man or Iron Woman, Kathy Engelbert, and Captain America, Nafisa Collier.
So Adam Silver thought he'd have a calm week. Talk growth, drop buzzwords. Instead, he walked into the biggest WNBA mess all year. And honestly, mess feels polite. The second he mentioned Caitlin Clark, things went insane. He sat down for a chill chat about leadership, but then decided to spill the tea on WNBA's relationship issues.
NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says Caitlin Clark has set the world on fire. Silver didn't reveal much about their brief conversation, but his admiration for Clark's achievements couldn't have been clearer. Speaking on FanDuel Sports Network, he said Caitlin Clark set the world on fire, not just this community. And it's easy to see why, from dominating college basketball at Iowa, where her famous number 22 jersey was retired, to becoming the first overall pick in the 2024 NBA draft, Clark has been unstoppable.
That line hit harder than a flagrant foul. He basically admitted what fans have screamed all season. The league is broken from the inside out. Social media exploded. Silver thought he was being honest. But in PR, that's like lighting a match in a fireworks factory. Players sided with him, fans dragged him, and the internet crowned him the guy who admitted the WNBA is chaos.
Just own up and step down. I believe that's what should happen. Kathy need to just walk away. We're going off into the sunset. Well, the half bright sunset, I should say, because it ain't gonna be a good goodbye. But I feel like at this point she gonna have to step down. Stephen A. Smith said it last week, and I'm saying it right now.
And here's the funniest part. He wasn't wrong. The WNBA has problems stacked higher than Caitlin's three-pointers. Players calling out refs, execs avoiding interviews, Kathy Engelbert pretending everything's fine. But when Silver mentioned relationship issues, folks saw it as him throwing Kathy under the bus. Let's be brutally honest. He sounded like a boss who just realized his employee broke the printer and now he's trying to fix it without firing anyone. He complimented Kathy's historic growth, but then immediately added, "We still have big relationship issues with players." So which is it, Adam? Rocket ship success or complete disconnection? You can't brag about a rocket while players threaten a lockout. Now, before the apology talk, let's remember why Silver's comments hit a nerve. Caitlin Clark isn't just any player. She's the reason the WNBA has mainstream coverage right now. Every time she plays, ratings spike. Every time she talks, social media trends. When she sneezes, the internet writes 10 articles. So when Silver downplayed her impact, fans felt he was biting the hand feeding his league attention. And honestly, they weren't wrong, because here's what was really happening. Caitlin Clark had just signed another massive off-season speaking deal, rumored to be worth $500,000 per event. She's printing money without touching a basketball. Meanwhile, the league scrambled to convince people they could survive without her. That's why Silver sounded confident, calling the league's progress rocket trajectory. But fans weren't buying it, because the real numbers don't match the talking points. Reports claimed WNBA Finals ratings doubled, except they changed how they count viewers, adding bars, airports, and hotel TVs. So yeah, the ratings look better, but only because the math changed. It's like saying you're taller because you're wearing heels. Fans saw right through it. They said the league was cooking the stats to make it seem like Caitlin isn't the main draw. And that's when Silver's relationship issues comment made things worse. It looked like he was protecting Kathy instead of the players, especially the one player who made those ratings possible. Within hours, hashtags exploded. Silver apologizes to Caitlin. WNBA fixed the mess. Even neutral fans posted, "How are you bragging about growth when your players don't trust you?" And honestly, they had a point. Because if you listen to the players, they're fed up. You have Aja Wilson calling out leadership on TV, Sophie Cunningham hinting at a lockout, and Candace Parker saying Adam Silver texts her more than her own commissioner. That last one hit different. Candace revealed Adam personally congratulated her on everything. But Kathy Engelbert, crickets. That sound you hear? That's the league's credibility collapsing. Even Sabrina Ionescu said she has a better relationship with Adam than Kathy. That shouldn't even be possible. So yeah, by the time Silver gave his growth speech, fans saw through the PR smile. Then came the viral clip, him saying the problems were personal. Translation: everyone behind the scenes hates each other. It's like watching a corporate family meeting where the parents are smiling, but the kids are throwing food. And just when you think it can't get worse, he mentioned Caitlin Clark again. He tried to sound neutral, but every word made it sound like he was pretending she wasn't single-handedly keeping the league relevant. The internet didn't forgive that. Moments flooded in, "You should be Caitlin Clark to come back, she is your ratings. Without Caitlin, you're selling tickets to empty seats." Adam Silver saying his story of growth without mentioning Caitlin Clark is like pretending Taylor Swift didn't sell out her own stadium. It got ugly fast. And the wild part? Silver knows how bad this looks. He's one of the most polished commissioners in sports. He doesn't usually make rookie PR mistakes. But this one? Yeah, he fumbled it hard. Sources inside the league say he's been doing quiet damage control, calling Caitlin's reps, trying to clear the air. Translation: apology tour. Apparently he told her his comments were misinterpreted, and that he values what she's done. He even hinted at wanting to involve her more in league decisions. So basically, yeah, he's begging her not to pull a Tom Brady and walk away to do media full-time. Because let's be real, with her off-season money, Caitlin doesn't need the WNBA anymore. She's got sponsorships from Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, and half a dozen others. She's doing public talks that pay more than her entire season salary. If she wanted to, she could take a year off and still make millions. That's what's scaring the league right now. Because if Caitlin decides to step back, even temporarily, that's the ball game. Attendance drops, merch sales drop, TV ratings crash. She's not just a player. She's the WNBA's marketing department, PR team, and fan base rolled into one. So yeah, when people say Adam Silver is apologizing, they're not exaggerating. He's not begging on camera, of course. But behind the scenes, he's absolutely trying to keep her happy. And that's wild because it's supposed to be the other way around. Players usually need the league, not the league needing one player. But that's how much power Caitlin Clark has right now. She's turned the WNBA into something it's never been before. A league that lives and dies by one name. And honestly, that's both impressive and terrifying. It proves how much one superstar can do, but it also exposes how fragile the system is. Because if your entire historic growth depends on one player staying loyal, that's not a business plan. That's a gamble. Now the funniest part? Adam Silver tried to end his interview with optimism. He smiled, looked straight into the camera and said, "I'm confident we can fix these issues and keep this league on a rocket trajectory." Bro, that ship already hit the moon, crashed and caught fire. Every fan watching that clip was like, rocket trajectory? Where? Into chaos? Right now, between the rating controversy, the player drama, and the leadership meltdown, the only thing rocketing is the league's bad press. And that's why the apology is happening quietly behind closed doors. Silver knows that if Caitlin publicly collapsed back, the league's reputation would take another massive hit. She doesn't even have to be mean. One tweet, one sarcastic comment, and headlines write themselves. Caitlin Clark calls out WNBA leadership again. So he's trying to stop that before it happens. But fans are already sensing it. They're calling him desperate, saying he's groveling to the player who accidentally became his boss. Because let's be honest, right now Caitlin Clark is the boss. And Adam Silver just realized it too late. So after that NBC interview blew up, Adam Silver's PR team must have gone into full emergency mode. One minute he's talking about growth and relationships. The next he's being roasted online for pretending Caitlin Clark isn't the reason anyone's even tuning in. And honestly, you can't blame people for reacting like that. Because here's the truth. The WNBA finally hit mainstream attention this year. And everyone knows who made that happen. Caitlin Clark didn't just bring fans. She brought an entire new audience. Families, young girls, even NBA fans who hadn't watched a women's game in years. She turned a niche league into appointment television. So when the man running both the NBA and WNBA casually talks about relationship issues, instead of thanking the player keeping his product alive, yeah, that's not going to land well. That's why reports say Silver's been trying to make peace with her behind closed doors. He sent messages through reps, trying to rebuild that connection. Because he knows losing Caitlin Clark, even symbolically, would be a PR disaster. If you think this is exaggerated, just look at what happened when she got injured. Viewership dipped instantly. Ticket prices dropped. Fans weren't buying historic growth anymore. They were buying Caitlin Clark. That's why this apology matters. Silver doesn't want to admit it publicly, but the WNBA without Caitlin is like Netflix without Stranger Things. Technically it exists, but nobody's talking about it. The crazy part is that Caitlin hasn't even said a single negative word about him. She stayed quiet, classy, and focused on her off-season work, which probably makes him even more nervous. Because silence from someone that powerful, that's dangerous. If she wanted to, she could end Cathy Engelbert's career with one well-timed quote, and Silver knows that. That's why people are saying he's begging her to stay involved, offering more say in marketing, player relations, and future planning. But let's be real, Caitlyn doesn't need meetings or titles. She already has the kind of influence you can't buy. When she shows up to an event, it sells out. When she gives a speech, she earns more than half the league's players make all year. She's become the walking billboard the WNBA never had. And that's exactly what frustrates the rest of the players. Because while Silver's busy trying to apologize to Caitlyn, others are asking, where's our support? The divides are getting clearer by the day. Caitlyn's on magazine covers while veterans are on Instagram stories asking for better travel and pay. That's the problem Adam Silver accidentally admitted. The league isn't united. And until that changes, no amount of polished press statements is going to fix it. Now here's where things get funny. After all this chaos, Silver tried to double down in a follow-up statement. He said, "We're proud of our progress and the incredible talent driving it." Fans immediately replied, "You mean Caitlyn Clark, right?" Like, come on. Everybody knows who he's talking about. He can sugarcoat it all he wants, but there's no historic growth without that one name. And honestly, maybe that's the lesson he's finally learning. Respect the people who make your league relevant. Because once Caitlyn's contract is up, she has options. Broadcasting, endorsements, brand ambassadorships. She could walk away tomorrow and never look back. And if she ever did that, the WNBA would go quiet overnight. That's why Adam Silver is in damage control mode. He's trying to protect not just the league's image, but its survival. Because this offseason, while Caitlyn's cashing six-figure checks from speaking gigs, the WNBA is still begging networks for coverage. That contrast says everything. So yeah, apology accepted or not, the message is clear. The WNBA needs Caitlyn Clark a lot more than Caitlyn Clark needs the WNBA. And if Silver truly wants to prove he values her, he might need to do more than just say sorry. He needs to fix the whole system that keeps causing this chaos. Because one day, Caitlyn might just stop taking calls. So that's where we're at. Adam Silver's out here trying to calm the storm. He started, while Caitlyn Clark keeps cashing checks and proving her worth without saying a word. Do you think she should accept his apology, or just walk away and focus on her own brand? Drop your thoughts below, hit like and subscribe for more updates on this saga.